Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a blessed day. If you guys been following this channel, I've been talking to you guys about revolving lines of credit for quite a while, and I don't know if I've ever went over the whole picture of what it looks like as far as the dangers of establishing credit. A lot of times I talk to people that are living off their credit cards, and all they're doing is making the minimum payments. They rack up a whole bunch of credit card debt, and then they just say, okay, I'm going to pay the minimum payment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to present to you guys a brother that talks about the dangers of having these large credit card limits maxed out. And he breaks it down line by line, how much you're going to pay to these banks, these lending institutions. And I don't know if people grasp how much these banks make off of us when they give us these credit card payments or these credit cards. They know at some point you're going to get in situations where you're going to be making these minimum payments and they're going to make their money off the interest. Well, what Brian does is he talks to you and he breaks it down to you exactly how much they make from you when they give you a credit card and they charge you these 21% interest rates. I don't know if you grasp the difference between compound interest and simple interest. And Brian breaks it down, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be shocked, but you're gonna get a full picture of the dangers of credit card. I'm not gonna keep you guys too long. I want you guys to enjoy the video. And you guys go ahead, give me a thumbs up if you like it, give me a thumbs down if you don't. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
This is called a bloody mess. You got to know how to calculate this. This is the hidden secret to your revolving debt. I did a webinar this week where I just beat revolving debt up. I had some people email me, they went and paid their cars off the next day. Somebody emailed me, a few people. Brian, after seeing that webinar, I just went in and just paid it off. Made them that mad. I'm like, good. Because what you did, you cut into their game plan. They thought they were going to make X, but you went ahead and just knocked that off. Make sense? Now, he paid his car off, which I'm fine with that, but the webinar was about revolving debt. This is what kills you. Installment debt is paid off last. Revolving debt, you pay off when? That revolving debt got to go. Revolving debt is a debt without a plan. Installment debt means you only have this for a certain term. Make sense? Usually on a term, the interest rate should be low. Okay, some people do the credit issues and stuff, even that can be high. But revolving debt, typically your interest rate is really what? High, because they got to make the money while they can before you fill up the card. So they're going to hit you for as much interest as possible because your debt is revolving. When you pay it off, you run it right back what? Pay it off, run it right back what? So the interest rate is typically higher. But when you understand this, you'll think twice about revolving debt. Is everyone ready? Yeah. This is called the bloody mess. The bloody mess. Line at the top. Interest is the penalty you pay for the right to own something in advance that you cannot afford. Whew, that's a tipping point. That was a tipping point in my adult life when I heard that. I just heard that about 4 years ago. Interest is the penalty you pay for the right to own something in advance that you cannot afford. What you're saying is, I want it that bad, I'm willing to pay more for it than it's worth. I hope you really want it. Because now that you understand interest, and it's the eighth wonder of the what? You're not paying for it the way you think you are. Let me tell you something. If you have high interest, you're paying twice. You're paying the interest that's going forever into making somebody else somewhere. I explained that, right? But you know what you're also doing? The interest that went into making somebody else money is called lost opportunity cost. That's the money that you're not investing. So they hit you twice. Because if that interest, making compound interest or money for them, was making compound for you, that's why interest is the worst thing in the world on revolving debt, because it's a double whammy. They making money and you bleeding. That's why I got all those emails. Brian, I went ahead and just paid it off. I'm like, thank you. But your revolving debt got to go, man. You got to get pissed about this. Here we go. The bloody mess. You owe $5,000 on a credit card. Is that a balance that you think most Americans, did I exaggerate? That's doable, right? You can do $5,000 on a Disney vacation with your kids. And that's before you come back home. Okay? $5,000. Now, you pay $100 a month. Put $100 a month on line 2. Now I'm going to show you this so you can understand why you will never get wealthy if you don't understand what wealthy people know about interest. Ever. So you pay $100 a month. Now, here is where they get you. Your interest rate is 21% on line 3. 21%. People say, what? Yes. And there's people out there getting more than that. 29, 26, 21%. Now, here's the magic. Line 4. Your monthly rate equals 21% divided by 12. You gotta know, see, here's how they hide it. When you hear 21%, you think simple interest. There's a difference between simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest is if I make 20% on $100, I made 120 what? Dollars. Everybody got it? That's called simple interest. I give you 20% on this $100, that's 120. Compound interest is different. We saw that with the other example, am I right? So most people would never calculate number 4, how they're killing you monthly. You got to take the 21% divided by 12, it's 1.75. Now watch this. We took the 21% divided by 12 months. That's your monthly interest rate. Compounding every day for 30 what? Days. Watch what happens to you. Line 5 equals 0.175. We got to turn our percentage into a decimal. Y'all remember that back in school? You got to move it 2 to the left, right? 0.175. This is how you calculate your interest payment on line what? 5. You multiply the interest payment times the balance, which is $5,000. Your interest payment is $87.50. Because you got a balance of how much on number 1? 5,000. So you got to take the 1.75, flip it into a decimal, so you can multiply 1.75 times what? 5,000. It's $87.50. For every payment you make, $87.50 is interest. Ding, 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 ding. Tipping point number 13. Your payment is what? 100. That means you'll be paying. Let me get down to the results. Number 6. That means your principal payment is the difference between 100 and $87.50, which is $12.50. That's because you got this high-ass credit card. Are y'all with me on that? So you paying, let me get this straight. I want you to understand what the bank is saying. You give me 100, and I'm going to give you back $12.50 till you pay me $5,000. Hear that verbiage? You give me 100, and I'm going to give you back $12.50 until you pay me $5,000 in $12.50 increments. That's what interest is. Line 7. Your reality is $5,000 divided by $12.50 equals 400 months. 400 months. See how they get you? They give you the months. So we got to divide the months on line 8 by 12 to get 33 years. It's called your sentencing. That's why I coined it that way. You got to take the number of months that you're paying the $12.50 divided by 12 so you can get a real picture of how long it's going to take you to pay this card what? Off. Line 8 is 400 months divided by 12 equals 33 years. Now, watch this. This way they just give you life right here. Line 9. Your bank earns $87.50 times 400, which equals $35,000. Off of what? $5,000. That's your credit card balance. That's what you're doing. And let me tell you something. It's people out here with 5 cards. Just chipping on each one, trying to maintain. Newsflash. Go get the one with the highest interest rate and start tripling on him. Keep everybody else at minimum. I know, because I've been in credit card trouble before. I can talk about this because I know. You take the one that got the highest interest, you triple on him, give everybody else just what they're asking for so you can get over there. Does that make sense? But as long as you're doing what they're asking, they already figured out what they're going to make what? Off you. You can't pay the minimum balance on all your cards. One of them has to get doubled and tripled every month. Then you snowball his freedom when he's free to the next one with the highest what? Balance. Interest. Right. Go with the interest rate. People say, Brian, this one's higher. That's how they get you. Kill the interest. We'll get to the highest balance if we snowball the ones that are killing you monthly. We're eating to the 5,000 when we start giving him $890 a month because we took care of the other 4. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let me tell you something. Why don't they teach you this in school? I don't know. Your finance professor up there talking about the bell curve, supply and demand, right? The theory of decreasing responsibility, all of this, and won't show you how the cards at the front table on campus will financially ruin you at 18. It's real. It's called capitalism. This the soil you live on, and guess what? This the sad part. This the best country in the world.